the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Armed Forces of the Philippines joins nation in 127th Independence Day celebration. AFP bolster maritime defense with launch of BRP Raha Sulaiman. PBBM offers sympathy to India after deadly plane crash. President Marcos says indifference is real enemy of freedom. Good day everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, June 13, 2025, and this is AFP Community News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. In behalf of Rob Suzon Albay, this is Jhai Simbajon here to bring you today's stories. DWDD Armed Forces News. And the Armed Forces of the Philippines joined the entire nation in celebrating the 127th anniversary of the Philippine independence with a simultaneous flag raising and wreath-laying ceremony held at the Rizal National Monument in Manila City. The celebration was led by the President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and joined by AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo S. Browner Jr., together with national and local officials, members of the uniformed services, and representatives from various sectors of society. In his message, President Marcos highlighted the significance of honoring the nation's freedom by living with courage and a deep sense of patriotism. Meanwhile, the commemoration highlighted the heroism of the Filipino people, the ongoing pursuit of national progress, and the lasting significance of independence in shaping the country's future. DWDD Armed Forces News. And the Armed Forces of the Philippines officially launched the BRP Raha Sulaiman PS-20, the first of its class of offshore patrol vessels in Ulsan, South Korea. The said launching, conducted ahead of the 127th Independence Day celebration, reinforced the AFP's dedication to national sovereignty and defense modernization. Present in the historic event were AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo S. Browner Jr. and Mr. Ju Woon-ho, Chief Operating Officer and Senior Executive Vice President of Hyundai Heavy Industries. Meanwhile, the launching underscored the strong partnership between the Philippines and South Korea in advancing maritime security and self-reliant defense capabilities. DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio. On the other line, let us hear more from Mel Joy about Northern Luzon Command. AFP promotes West Philippine Sea advocacy during the 127th Independence Day celebration in Tarlac. Mel Joy?
Yes, Jhai, the Northern Luzon Command, through the 1st Civil Relations Group Civil Relations Service Armed Forces of the Philippines, conducted an information awareness campaign for the West Philippine Sea advocacy on Independence Day on June 12, 2025 at the Bulwagan ng Kanlahi, San Vicente, Tarlac. The information education campaign coincided with the job fair and caravan services of the provincial government of Tarlac in celebration of the 127th Independence Day with the theme Kalayaan, Kinabukasan, Kasaysayan, which participated by 18 government agencies and 28 private agencies with around 1,500 participants. The 1st Civil Relations Group CRS-AFP led the promotion of West Philippine Sea advocacy through a film viewing at the center stage, distribution of leaflets, and a photo gallery display. Furthermore, the participants also showed their support for the West Philippine Sea by writing on a post-it note and then posted it on the board as part of the Post-it Support WPS initiative of this unit. Also joining the caravan is the 7th Civil Military Operations Battalion, Civil Military Operations Regiment Philippine Army that showcased their capabilities and equipment. The activities served as a platform for fostering appreciation for the country's sovereignty and territorial rights, promoting military careers, and strengthening the role of Filipinos in nation building and peace development. Meanwhile, in celebration of the 127th Independence Day, the Northern Luzon Command honors the valor and sacrifices of our nation's heroes whose unwavering commitment has safeguarded the freedoms enjoyed by every Filipino today. This is Meldrinesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD Armed Forces.
And the Philippine Army and the Mega World Lifestyle Malls jointly celebrated the 127th Philippine Independence Day with a flag ceremony and a parade dubbed Spirit of Freedom at the Eastwood City in Libis, Quezon City. The Philippine Army's 51st Engineer Brigade Band, Civil Military Operations Regiment Contingent, and the Office of the Chief Public Affairs joined Mega World's Eastwood City officials and security personnel to the said activity that aims to exemplify unity among the Army and the community. By engaging with like-minded partners, the Philippine Army further strengthens the foundation toward a whole-of-nation approach to address any internal or external security challenge the country may face. Meanwhile, the collaboration demonstrated both organizations' strong partnership towards igniting patriotism and nationalism among Filipinos.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And with intensified military operations of the troops against the rivals of the state, 4 former rebels from the communist group and local terrorists in South Cotabato surrendered to the 38th Infantry Weak-Clear Battalion in Barangay Cablon, Tupi, South Cotabato. According to the 38th IB Commanding Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Erwin E. Ifyonco, the 3 former members of communist terrorists and 1 local terrorist decided to surrender and presented themselves and carry war equipment out of fear for their safety caused by increased and expanded military operations. In addition to the 4 surrenders, the civilian in the area also surrendered 11 loose firearms hid in their homes. That included a 7.62 M14 rifle, an M16 rifle, an M1D Garand sniper rifle, a carbine, 5 shotguns, an Uzi, a caliber .22 rifle, 2 caliber 38 revolver pistols, a pistol shotgun, an M14 rifle, and various ammunition. Meanwhile, surrendered personalities were immediately given cash assistance and food packs from DSWD Region 7 and Region 12 and local government units from the towns of Pulumulok, Tantangan, and Banga in South Cotabato.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now some information from Maybell about 7th Civil Relations Group extends support to Brigada Eskwela 2025 at Benigno Aquino Junior Elementary School. Maybell?
Yes, Jhai, good noon. 7CRG extends support to Brigada Eskwela 2025 at Benigno Aquino Junior Elementary School. As part of its continuing support to the education sector and community development, the 7CRG CRS AFP extended assistance to Benigno Aquino Junior Elementary School through the donation of cleaning materials in line with the Brigada Eskwela 2025 campaign. The cleaning supplies will help the school community prepare a safe, clean, and learner-ready classrooms in time for the opening of classes. This act of support highlights the shared commitment of the AFP and the Department of Education to foster healthy and secure learning environments for the Filipino students. The school staff expressed appreciation for the gesture, recognizing the value of partnerships that uplift and empower public education. Meanwhile, 7CRG reaffirmed its dedication to helping local communities through collaborative and meaningful civic initiatives. Brigada Eskwela remains a platform for volunteerism, cooperation, and nation-building, uniting sectors from diverse backgrounds in support of learners and educators across the nation. This is Mabes Omaga reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maybell.
DWDD Armed Forces
And 3 former rebels under the care of 6th Infantry Campilan Division of the Philippine Army were granted their Safe Conduct Passes in a symbolic ceremonial issuance of the Safe Conduct Pass for amnesty applicants held at the 2nd floor CNX2 building, Notre Dame Village, Rosary Heights, 8, Cotabato City. The 2 of the recipients are under the custody of the 37th Infantry Conqueror Battalion, while the other is under the 38th Infantry Weak-Clear Battalion, on which 2 individuals belong to the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and 1 from the Moro National Liberation Front were also granted safe conduct passes. This activity marks a significant milestone in the national government's ongoing commitment to healing, reconciliation, and transformation of former combatants into peaceful and productive citizens. Meanwhile, the initiative will allow amnesty applicants access to the amnesty program without worrying of being arrested.
Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD National News.
the Department of Agriculture has allocated 1.6 billion pesos to boost the Philippines hog production. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said the amount will be used for the hog repopulation efforts of the Marcos administration. She said it will be used for the procurement of 13,000 finishers or hogs, which are in the final phase of their growth period and are ready for slaughter. Castro explained that these are just some of the activities they will be doing to alleviate the current high price of pork.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And from Second Civil Relations Group, let us hear some information from Jess about Legazpi City celebrates freedom and progress with citywide civic military parade. Jess?
Yes, Jhai, in celebration of the 127th anniversary of Philippine independence, a civic military parade was held yesterday, June 12, 2025, along Rizal Street in Legazpi City. The event also marked the 66th Charter Day of Legazpi City, bringing together government agencies and the public in a show of unity and national pride. Among the key participants were personnel from 9 Civil Military Operations Battalion Philippine Army, Tactical Operations Group 5 Philippine Air Force, Naval Forces Southern Luzon, Philippine National Police, Philippine Coast Guard, and other uniformed services. Their active involvement underscored strong interagency cooperation and a shared commitment to peace, security, and civic engagement. The parade highlighted not only the courage and service of the nation's security forces, but also their role in fostering community solidarity and honoring the enduring legacy of freedom. This is Just from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jess.
DWDD National News.
And the Commission on Election is set to hold an emergency meeting next week to discuss preparations for the December 1 Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. This comes amid the growing likelihood that it will be postponed. COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia said they will discuss what things need to be stopped for the time being. There are also things that need to be postponed, like the voter registration, which should only be from July 1 to 11. He said they would also reassess the budget for the BSKE.
DWDD National News.
And the Philippine government, through the Department of Migrant Workers, secured the release and repatriation of an overseas Filipino worker who was facing the death penalty in Saudi Arabia for possession of illegal drugs. The OFW, who was convicted in September 2024, was granted freedom by Saudi Arabian authorities. This came after the diplomatic and legal efforts of the DMW in coordination with the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. The OFW was repatriated on Tuesday and was assured of assistance and support.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear more from Meljoy about 503rd Infantry Battalion conducts West Philippine Sea exhibit in Kalinga. Meljoy?
Yes, good afternoon. The West Philippine Sea Gallery exhibit continues its mission of igniting patriotism and raising awareness on maritime sovereignty, this time in Tabuk City, Kalinga. Held at the City Hall, Barangay Dagupan, this two-day exhibit brings the message closer to the heart of the Cordillerans. Spearheaded by the 503rd Infantry Justice Brigade, with the participation of the 3rd Civil Military Operations Solidarity Company, 5th Civil Military Operations Battalion, Civil Military Operations Regiment Philippine Army, the event brought together local officials, students, civilians, and uniformed personnel, all standing united for our sovereign seas. The Armed Forces of the Philippines will continue to conduct activities that will strongly deliver the message that the defense of the West Philippine Sea is not just a duty of the military, but a shared responsibility of every Filipino. This is Meljoy Nesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD National News.
And nearly 600 of the 5,101 newly diagnosed human immunodeficiency virus or HIV cases engaged in transactional sex. Based on the HIV and AIDS surveillance report in the first quarter of 2025, the Department of Health said 596 people living with HIV were found to have engaged in paid sex. 12% of the newly diagnosed HIV cases engaged in transactional sex in the past 12 months. Majority of these cases are male.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. conveyed his deepest condolences to India following the deadly plane crash in the western city of Ahmedabad. Marcos said Filipinos are deeply saddened by the tragic crash of Air India flight AI-171 in Ahmedabad. He added that the Philippines stands in full solidarity with the people of India following the tragedy. Air India flight AI-171 carrying 242 people crashed in the Megani Nagar residential area shortly after takeoff from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in India's western state of Gujarat.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear from Dudes about Philippine Navy participates in tactical casualty combat care with the U.S. Army. Dudes?
Yes, Jhai. The personnel from BRP Domingo de Luana PG-905 and BRP Felix Apolinario PC-395 participated in tactical casualty combat care at the JTF Malampaya headquarters in Lido, Palawan. The activity was made possible through the initiative of Joint Task Force Malampaya in partnership with the U.S. Army Civil Military Support Element Philippines. The TCCC course focused on life-saving medical interventions in combat situations, emphasizing treatment for massive hemorrhage, airway management, respiratory and circulatory support in hyperthermia. The training strengthens the participants' ability to save lives during emergencies and reinforces the strong partnership between the Philippines and the United States. This is Dudes reporting for AP Community News. One AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Dudes. Another update from Leonor about Philippine Air Force concludes successful pre-anniversary mall exhibit in Taguig. Leonor?
Good day everyone. The Philippine Air Force successfully concluded its pre-anniversary mall exhibit at the Activity Center of Yala Mall's Market in Bonifacio, Global City, Taguig yesterday, June 12. The activity featured a wide range of displays of Philippine Air Force core missions from territorial defense, air, and maritime domain awareness to combat support operations and its vital role in humanitarian assistance and disaster response. As part of the event, a static display of the Philippine Air Force SF-260 aircraft was showcased alongside with the recruitment booths of the both active and reserve forces to provide information of the sparring men and reservists. The exhibit aimed to raise public awareness and foster appreciation for the Air Force and vital role in national security and community service. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
And Filipinos have been told to avoid unnecessary travel to Iraq due to the prevailing security situation in the region. The Philippine Embassy in Baghdad also advised Filipino nationals there to monitor ongoing news and contact the embassy hotline for emergencies. The embassy reminded them to avoid public places, monitor ongoing news, exercise caution, and remain vigilant. To date, Iraq remains under alert level 3 status, meaning violent disturbances or external aggression in a limited area occur here.
DWDD National News.
Indifference is the real enemy of freedom, according to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. He said this as he lashed out at government officials who abused their authority and failed to fulfill their duty to serve the people. In his speech during the Grand Parade at the Carino Grandstand in Manila, Marcos said that those who failed to provide real service to the Filipinos would be held accountable. He added that what the people want is real action and genuine service.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And from Palawan, more updates from Zunes about Concert for Peace unites Palawan for the 127th Philippine Independence Day celebration. Zunes?
In a vibrant show of unity and patriotism, hundreds gathered yesterday, June 12, 2025 at SM City, Puerto Princesa for the Concert for Peace to mark the 127th Philippine Independence Day, held under the national theme Kalayaan, Kinabukasan, Kasaysayan. The Western Command through the 6th Civil Relations Group Civil Relations Service Armed Forces of the Philippines conducted this event to promote unity and national consciousness among the people of Palawan. The evening was filled with stirring unity performances featuring local youth talents who expressed the spirit of freedom through dance, music, and spoken word. A major highlight was the photo and kinetic display, showcasing military vehicles and armaments from units such as the Brigada Aguila of the 3rd Marine Brigade, Tactical Operations Wing West Philippine Air Force, 5th Special Forces Battalion, Western Naval Command, CMO-US, JTG Trident West, and other partner forces. Attendees were given a unique opportunity to interact with the display, offering a deeper appreciation of the strength and readiness of the country's armed forces. Adding a fun and educational twist, the event featured the Know the Truth Youth Trivia Quiz, engaging young minds with facts about national history, sovereignty, and patriotism. The successful celebration was made possible through the partnership and cooperation of various military units, youth organizations, civic leaders, and the private sector. As the country marks 127 years of independence, this event serves as a reminder that freedom is a collective responsibility and that the voice of the people remains a powerful force in securing a better future. And that's the latest update. This is Private Pelayo reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Zunes. And other updates from Bea about BRP Tagbanwa delivers relief goods to Balut Island. Bea?
The Philippine Navy, through Joint Task Force Sinaya, delivered 2,000 family food packs to Barangay Mabila, Balut Island, Sarangani, Davao Occidental. The JTF Sinaya's Task Force Seahawk BRP Tagbanwa transported the relief goods provided by the DWDD 11 from Davao City to the island to help replenish the local supply. The food packs support ongoing humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations in the area. The Philippine Navy remains committed to providing timely aid to communities in remote areas. This is Beatrice reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Bea.
DWDD National News.
And the Philippine Red Cross has assured the public that it maintains a stable and sufficient blood supply to meet the needs of hospitals and patients. PRC Chairman Richard Gordon made the assurance after the Makati Medical Center flashed red lights at the top of its building, indicating that its blood supply is running low and urgently needs donors. Gordon stressed the organization's long-standing commitment to providing safe, quality, and affordable blood through its voluntary blood donation system. He stressed that the PRC conducts daily monitoring of blood collection from its network of facilities with real-time reports sent to the organization's operating center at its national headquarters.
DWDD National News.
And Philippine National Police Chief General Nicolas Torre III said that the police would sustain its operation against loose firearms long after the election gun ban had lapsed on June 11. Torres said the strong enforcement of the gun ban were among the factors that led to the generally peaceful conduct of the recently conducted midterm elections. Data from the National Election Monitoring Action Centers showed that the PNP had installed more than 998,000 checkpoints nationwide since the start of the election gun ban on January 12. The highest number of arrests were recorded in the National Capital Region with 1,271.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear more updates from Zina about 59th Infantry Battalion awarded SIPS seal and SIPS conferment certificate to the municipality of Talisay, Batangas. Zina?
Yes, Jhai, the 59th Infantry Battalion has formally awarded the Seal and Certificate of Conferment of Stable Internal Peace and Security or SIPS status to the municipality of Talisay, Batangas. The recognition was presented during a ceremonial event attended by key local government officials, members of the security sector, and other distinguished guests. In his message, Municipal Mayor Honorable Nestor D. Natanawan expressed pride in the community's collective efforts, reaffirming the local government's commitment to fostering a peaceful and prosperous Talisay. The conferment of SIPS status marks Talisay as a municipality that has demonstrated effective governance, community resilience, and the successful containment of internal threats. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina. From our reporter on the ground, let us hear the report from Glenn about Philippine Air Force and Korea Air Force convene for bilateral talks. Glenn?
Yes, Rolf, the Philippine Air Force delegation led by Major General Aristotle D. Gonzalez, PAF, Vice Commander, visits the Republic of Korea to attend the 4th Korea-Philippines Air Force to Air Force Conference. During the visit, the Philippine Air delegation held high-level discussions with their South Korean counterparts, focusing on enhanced bilateral cooperation. Key topics include joint training and mutual observation of military exercises, technical exchange in operations and maintenance, and strengthened collaborations on FA-50 fighter jet support. One of the highlights of the trip is the formal invitation to upcoming major air defense events and further solidified both countries' commitment to mutual security and strategic partnership. This is Glenn Liguchan reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Gochan.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news, former Negros Oriental Congressman Arnolfo Teves Jr. will be transferred to a high-security jail in Taguig. This came after 2 Manila courts issued commitment orders directing authorities to place him under the custody of the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. The orders issued by Manila Regional Trial Court Branch 12 and 51 have directed officials to move Teves to the Metro Manila District Jail Annex 2, located inside the BJMP compound at Camp Bagong Diwa. The move follows a ruling by Branch 51 which denied Teves' motion to remain under NBI custody.
DWDD National News.
And that concludes today's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Be sure to join and catch us again next week for more updates and stories, same time, same station. Again, in behalf of Rolf Susan Abay, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.